coming back to Radhika, Radhika is amazing. And the first thing she's told me once after she read the script was, so basically you want me to be the female Gulshan Devaya of the film.
Yeah.
The belt should go away from Raj and then it should come back to him. And while shooting that, I was most jittery because it's so stupid. If you don't land, then the action scene's gone. We got a magician to teach Sikandar cards. And after 10 days, Sikandar called and said, you know what? I have skills, but it is not cards. Just see if it is useful. And then he tuck. I was like, boss.
That became the title slate of the film.
Yeah, that became the title slate of the film.
Hi, Vasan Bala.
Hello.
How are you? Where are you? You look like you're on vacation because you're wearing like this Hawaiian print shirt. What's going on?
Yeah, so this was a leftover from last year's Ray, that character I had played. Yeah, so this is that shirt which I have zero guts to wear in Bombay. So now that I'm in Goa, like an uncle, I have worn this. कि गोवा में ऐसे कपड़े लोग पहनते हैं.
Yeah, but
and New Balance shoes. So I'm done.
Is it because your film is finally out and you've checked out? You in Goa for a break?
No. It's for work. I've come here. Some previous commitment, but I don't mind that it's happening in Goa. So it's not bad.
Kash sabka kaam unko Goa lekar jaye. Congrats on the movie, man. Like amazing things people are saying on the internet, huh?
Thank you so much. I've also been browsing through it. It's a little overwhelming, but because you're not used to it, na. Hey, usually it's like सुन बाकी सबको अच्छा नहीं लगा लेकिन मेरे को अच्छा लगा. That is what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But this is.
What's been the most kind of unexpected response you've received so far?
Yeah, I mean it's just been overwhelming. Yeah, like you understand the vibe also when it is more than just the people that you know expect critique, and it just seems a lot wider now. Obviously, maybe because of the platform and other things.
Yeah. I observed a very strong, I don't know if I was right in my observation or not, influence of like Inherent Vice type cinema. Is that true?
It is true. Like Paul Thomas Anderson always has been post Boogie Nights. In fact, I was dying to make something with like a Kanti Shah kind of a movie like Boogie Nights someday.
Yes.
It was always there. That that ensemble like Boogie Nights, and everyone having their own set of problems but somehow stuck together within work or industry.
Yeah. So there is a Paul Thomas Anderson influence in there, right?
I mean, you can just hope to love him and somehow imbibe couple of 1 or 2% or 0.5% of what he can do.
जिंदगी में मुझे अगर कभी उनसे मुलाकात हो गई मैं बेहोश हो जाऊंगी और जब होश आएगा तो मैं रोऊंगी 1 घंटे बैठ के. Just such a pity I had. But aside from that, there's also a very strong Vasan Bala signature in this film. I was actually texting with Harsh because it was his birthday a few days ago, and it felt like I was watching the Spotlight Extended Universe. It feels like it's happening in the same universe as Spotlight because, I don't know, somehow like some of the frames, specifically, the hotel room framing, the paintings in the background, it just felt like we were in that space where Harsh's character in Spotlight goes when he realizes that all of this is BS and what's going on, and that kind of trippy space. Is this a conscious effort you make to make sure that like your work kind of looks like it is similar, or it just so happens?
I think it happens because in both spaces, Spotlight and here, I think there is a sense of spiraling down.
Yeah.
So maybe that spiraling down is what is creating that kind of a similar image, or people stuck within a confinement, not able to get out. And the only way out is down and not out of the door. So maybe that is what is reflecting.
Of all the references I spotted in your film, there is we're doing a spoiler chat right now, by the way, because picture release हो गया और ये जब तक ये interview release होएगा spoilers आ चुके हैं सारे बाहर, okay? So there's Supri and Didi. Are you calling her Supri Didi because those are the 2 characters Radhika Madan has played?
Actually, our executive producer Pratik, who is in that car with her, he decided to call her that.
Supri Didi.
Yeah, I said, नहीं यार बहुत ज़्यादा है. बोला नहीं, I'll call her that. And he's elder to her.
Because these are the 2 characters Radhika Madan has played with you. One, Supri is in Mard Ko Dard and Didi is in Spotlight. Then there's Abhimanyu Dasani, obviously he comes in one frame. There's Bates Motel. There's my cousin Vinny. What did I miss? What is Angola? What is the Angola reference? Why is Rajkumar Rao's character from Angola?
So I didn't want a real place from India, that is.
I
So that,
spent so much time on Google. I said Angola is not a place
yeah, so that no one gets
in
offended.
India. That is, yeah.
So no one, and two, the first 20 minutes of Kamine, the original cut was shot in Angola, in Africa, and that got
Amazing.
cut out. And that got cut out. So we thought I wanted it to be Angola. So that was Angola. Then there is a lot of Vishalji in it. A lot of Vishalji, wherein when Huma says, "Na, bol Monica ja meri," that is a straight copy from Makbul. Absolutely, even the angle is slightly low, but
Love.
obviously that's much more. That's Tabu and Irfan.
Yeah.
Uh, but then there is Kashyap also. Kashyap's voice is there on the TV.
Yeah.
Then Rajkumar. Then there is a song from Panch, his first film. Then there is so much. Yeah, there is Ram Gopal Verma also. When when Radhika says, मैं भी ढील देने वाली नहीं हूँ रे चंदू. So
Yeah.
that is मैं भी चंदू नहीं. So like there is no Chandu in the film, but suddenly one Chandu has come.
Yeah.
That then my most favorite is Johnny Sokko and the Flying Robot. So there
Yeah.
was a Japanese television series that was played way back. It was made way back in the 60s, but here it came in the 80s. So he's wearing those t-shirts, and in that Johnny Sokko speaks to the robot through a watch.
Yes.
So so
So
in
in
that
the climax sequence, Rajkumar controls the robot using his watch.
yeah, so that is there, and there is a Hitchcock one where we reprinted a Hitchcock reference from a Hitchcock film wherein Hitchcock had put himself in an obesity ad, wherein there is
Huh.
a thin Hitchcock and a fat Hitchcock. So we've reprinted that paper, which doesn't. I mean, all of this has no close-ups. It's just there for me
In the background.
in the background. So many like this, yeah, like
So all the paintings when they meet at that hotel, there's a painting of three bears. I observed it. I noticed it. It's very prominent. I didn't understand what that was. Are
almost
those
like
Goldilocks
Goldilocks.
bucks? Goldilocks bears, right? But they're like deep in thought.
Yeah, yeah. And also what they do to Goldilocks in reality, yeah, they don't. It's it's not a sweet fairy tale
They murder her, right?
because she drank soup. She drank soup करके मार दिया.
मार
So
दिया तीनों ने मिलके. So this is the three bears who are plotting a murder.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. Uh, Talk to me about ACP Naidu, my favorite character in the film. Radhika Apte is, and I don't like to call people this, but she's deliciously unhinged as a character as ACP Naidu. She's unpredictable because she's not following necessarily any police rules, and she's not following the rules of being a woman at work as well. She's sitting on a table, her legs are crossed. She's calling people Chandu and all kinds of names. To talk to me about writing ACP Naidu. I love her.
So there was a draft wherein ACP Naidu was supposed to be a no-nonsense, very tall and intimidating cop.
Yeah.
And just a few days as we were in the prep, Radhika just generally sent a message that I heard you're working on your new film. What's happening?
Yeah.
Because when doing Merge, she said, "Thank you for casting the other Radhika." And again on Spotlight, she sent me the same message. Thank
She's
you
like
for casting.
being like sarcastic. Thanks. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing.
And,
Asa.
and obviously, I've been a huge Apte fan. In fact, her first audition was with me when Gautam Kishandanjani, who was the casting director on Devdi, and I
Huh.
was assisting him. And I was pretty blown with what she'd done. So it was long due. I regret not working with her on Peddlers as well, which I've told her.
Yeah.
Sorry, innumerable times.
Yeah.
So then when she messaged, it was like, why not? Because I know Radhika can be extremely funny. She can be sharp. And she's not this Pareshan Aurat, which she's played in this other, she's almost Pareshan with the men in a world. She's
Vikram
not that.
Vedha was the last one where we saw her
Yeah.
on the big screen. Yeah.
And she's not that. She is brilliant. She's a storyteller. She's not just an actor. According to me, I think she's filmmaker. She'll be everything in the coming year.
Yeah.
Then quickly there was a rewrite of all the dialogues, which I hoped she would like and relate to. But when she read that, why I love her is that was not her concern. कि उसके dialogues कितने कमाल है. It was the story and the world, and she just wanted to be a part of something like this and wanted to explore a different facet. Which is why people who love macro and not micro are the best collaborators.
Yeah.
Because they're not just about themselves. And then once Apte is there, I have great fun chatting with her. Swapnil's a great friend, common friend, the DOP.
Yes.
So whenever she's around, like I'm the Marathi Manus also then.
Yes.
and I love talking to her in Marathi, and she's just amazing. Yeah. She's just gets in so much. And also, what I loved about Raj is Raj let have Radhika her process. So when he came in, he's like, "Oh, this is what Radhika wants to do. This is how she wants to do it. Let me take a step back. Now that you're done, okay, let me know how I can help." I love it when actors riff have mutual respect. They observe each other, like Huma, the way she was observing Raj, and kind of letting him lead in a way, and then joining in. So those things I really love about these actors, yeah, who are like technically trained and just want to contribute into filmmaking. And yeah, coming back to Radhika, Radhika is amazing. And the first thing she's told me once after she read the script was, "So basically, you want me to be the female Gulshan Devaya of your film."
Yeah. Dude, exactly what I was thinking. This is like a Gulshan Devaya part if this was a male part Gulshan Devaya role.
But I said, I love you all both, but this I want Radhika Apte, the Radhika Apte that I know, and she's incredible. She's just a great collaborator and
Yeah.
a very creative mind.
So basically, if you, for everybody who's watching, if you want a part in a Vasan Bala movie, send him passive aggressive texts until he actually writes a part that works for you. This is what everybody says about Rajkumar Rao, also, all his co stars, that he gives you so much space and so much room, and he's so secure as an actor. He lets you be, he's riffing off of you, even if uska close up nahi hai, wo khada rahega off camera to give you your lines and your cues so you can get the best performance. My favorite scene, Rajkumar Rao scene in this film, is the one with Uma Qureshi, where they are doing the hand-to-hand combat. I love it so much. Love You So Much, I Want to Kill You is playing in the background. Sarita Vaz is singing. And in that moment, you're establishing that these are two equals in a world that is designed to keep suppressing them, and they're two parasites who by definition have to leech onto a source of nutrition to develop, because that's just their biology, that's just who they are in the system of things that they are born into. And that's why neither of them is able to defeat the other, because they're both equally invested in rising up in the ranks. Talk to me about conceptualizing and shooting that scene. Must have been mad.
So this scene, obviously, when once we went to the location for the recce, we were kind of sure that that was the first image in my mind. Like, Uma is being strangled and he's up on the wall. That was the first image from there. And
Yeah.
then my collaborator Pratik, whom I love, he played Samurai in Mat Ko Dard Nahi Hota, the action guy.
Huh.
So he is a film buff, a martial artist, and someone I really jam on for anything to do with action. I have a lot of respect for him. So we started talking about it, and he kind of came up with this. So it was always going to be the belt. But then he came up with the genius idea that the belt should go away from Raj and then it should come back to him. And while shooting that, I was most jittery because it's so stupid. But then also, it is so stupid. And if you don't land, then the action scene's gone.
Right.
But if you land, then that's the fun of it. So I was like, let's go with it, but let's see how it lands.
Yeah.
And the way Huma and Raj in between, it's like, and also it's killing, right? It's a grim scenario. So Huma's confidence kind of gives Raj to be a little goofy also. So in the beginning, we have that tone set, which is so difficult to set once you're saying, boss, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Because no matter whatever BGM you do, it's still a very grim thing. So Huma's towering personality is the one that sells it in the beginning, wherein you're not afraid for her, but you're also like invested in the fight. And then you have to keep going in the dark path bit by bit. And obviously there were the slaps, there were the kicks, there were the pushes. And when Huma, that fall, I mean, that I think even like proper stuntman fall, that is. Like, when he grabs the leg and she falls, obviously we started it, but then to just give it all.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And once Huma, when she was pulling Raj, she did that grunt. That was the stroke of Huma genius. Because you let go of your vanity, your femininity, there's no gender there. There's power and survival.
Yeah.
And once Huma did that, I was like, boss, ye scene up set ho gaya.
Yeah.
And so what happened was, so Raj was supposed to cry. Huma was not really supposed to cry. But then Huma had tears in her eyes. And I was like, this scene is done now. So, and I clearly remember I was on the thing and I was like, grab him. And she didn't break character. She just put her hands and just started pulling him towards him, which is so weird. after what they went through.
Yeah.
So that scene kind of, in sections, I could see how jittery I was, but how the actors, one by one, were building over it. So yeah, so that became a lot of fun.
It's a
And
great scene.
yeah, and both of them, yeah, and both of them, they were just landing it because I was most afraid of that scene. As to
Yeah.
it's a short film in itself. It starts with both of them coming in. There is this tension. We don't know when Raj is going to strike really, and then
Right.
it comes to that point,
Yeah.
and then obviously then it completely changes tone. It's almost like they're lovers. So
Yeah, exactly. If the Agar Tum Saath Ho moment from Imtiaz Ali's Tamasha, where they both have their heads at the same level on the ground, was a violent sequence, this is what it would be. Because at one point, Homa and Raj both have their
yeah,
head on the ground, and then the tone kind of softens and it becomes romantic, and then immediately turns
right,
to murder because Homa dies in like 30 seconds.
yeah.
Spoiler! I have some grouses with the film, right? One of it is Nana Ji's property in Deolali. Why is that just a tent on a lake? There's so much this thing about हम फिर देओलाली जाएंगे नाना की प्रॉपर्टी पे जाएंगे वो क्या है वो टेंट क्यों है वो why is it just a तंबू
Which I love about Khandala, Lonavala, and all those Milind Gunaji posters.
yeah
मतलब जगह चाहिए और उतना ही काफी है. I
yeah
always feel it is very self-sufficiently middle class. Like no
yeah
matter कितने बड़े भी हो जाओ,
yeah
and which is what I love about the region, love about which is what we Apte, me, Swapnil, we all riff off also is our middle classness, which is very starkly different from Raj and Huma's North Indian front foot. यार अमीर हैं हम दिल से बचपन से, पैसे नहीं थे बट अमीर हैं, और अब पैसे हैं अमीर हैं, तो अपना वो माइंडसेट नहीं है.
Hmm.
ऐसे हो नहीं हो, हम लोग उतने ही मिडिल क्लास है कि पिशवी में सब डाल के लेके जाओ. सो आई फेल्ट कि ये अधिकारी जितना भी बड़ा हुआ हो या बीडी नामदार जितना भी बड़ा हो, इतना ही होगा. लाइक घर में एंड में वरण बात ही खाएंगे.
Huh.
So that was always the thing, which is why it's also not minimalistic, but very इतना काफी है.
It's like बारिश हो गई तो वो बह जाएगा वो नदी के अंदर ही चला जाएगा सीधा वो लेक के अंदर ही चला जाएगा
So
Yeah, no, for real. Now I want to talk to you about the other most fantastic thing about this film, the soundtrack. That the songs written by Varun, Achin Thakkar's music, Mikey McCleary's music, incredible. I know the main track with Homa dancing has become very popular. My favorite is Tata Adios. What a ridiculous song! What a ridiculous song, especially because it's playing at a funeral. This is like there's someone's died and there's a song that's saying in the background, Tata Adios.
yeah. So I always wanted a song Bye Bye Adios. I had just messaged Varun
Yeah,
कि ऐसा कुछ एक भलता गाना लिख दे प्लीज. मेरे को
Balta
माफ कर
Gana.
दे, मतलब तू रेल सी गुजरती और मोह मोह के धागे वाला है. But I think Varun is such a sport because he has to come down from his level to be a slightly more street pedestrian poet, and it should not be great poetry. So for Varun to actually do that is so difficult
Kitsch.
because yeah, it is he's saying such broad stroke rhymes
Yeah.
जिसका जनरली कोई मतलब हो ना हो, राइमिंग हो गया चलो गाने में बैठ गया मेरा काम खत्म. He has to come in with that attitude.
Yeah.
So and that spirit of Varun is incredible. Yeah, the way when I first read after Bye Bye Adios, ऐसा था वो वैसा था वो पानी के जैसा था वो, I was like salute. ये इतना रैंडम है ना कि आके गए कोई मर गया, हाँ यार अच्छा था. And he
Yeah.
converted that very offhand background conversation into a song.
Yeah.
And that suddenly that ta-ta comes in between. So Varun, Achin, it's amazing that and they accepted all this. Like they knew this was the film. So it
Yeah.
wasn't in search of अरे ये मजा नहीं आ रहा है. They
Yeah.
knew that this has to be it, and went with it.
What's your favorite song in the
So my
soundtrack?
favorite is Hills of Malabar,
Yeah.
because we didn't know how to crack that moment. Because for me, always Monica's death had to be beautiful. Like she had to look the same way when she says "I love you." It's the same exact replica shots of when he gets on the phone call and all that,
She's sitting on the
and
couch with
he's
her
sitting on the
hand out
couch, and
like
it's
that.
the
Yeah.
same. And which is why when Jayan's character looks at her, it should be a bit more of a mind fuck, not just the death, but just like what just happened now and what just is happening. But then obviously survival kicks in. So that soundtrack was a bit of a thing, but and uh, and the thing was it was supposed to be a Hindi song, but Achin had sent me gibberish, 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 and hills of Malabar, and gibberish, 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 and it just stuck with me. And then somehow I couldn't, like, it had to be an English song.
Yeah.
So then Achin wrote the lyrics, and even after recording, Achin said, "Let's just do a Hindi song so that it has a wider reach."
Yeah.
But after that, it was just that, yeah. Because even Saiba, my daughter, caught on to it. I'm so in love with you,
So
and she
cute.
lip syncs that, and I was like, if she can do that, then it's somewhere it's struck her.
Yeah.
Obviously, she hasn't seen the visuals, but the
Yeah.
song she really loves, and I
Yes.
also love that song a lot.
One of the find of the year for on your album is the singer Anupama Srivastava.
She is so.
Find of the year.
Yeah, we was hunting everyone. Not hunting is not the right word, but we were looking for them on YouTube, and one day Achin sent me a video
Yeah, she sings the old retro songs. She's a performer, right?
in a very karaoke kind of a video.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah, we heard that and we were like, she's. So it was almost like casting the singer
Correct.
on YouTube, getting all these voices, which are not spoofs. So we were very sure that we are not going the Chetan Shashital way, who can do 100 voices. We wanted someone who can do only that one voice.
So why this dissonance in the opening, not the opening sequence, one of the first sequences ka visuals where you're showing us a futuristic kind of robotic company where a robot is opening a champagne bottle and everybody is losing their mind inexplicably. And then the song is like this old, something that Asha Parekh would dance to, Helen G would dance to. So why that dissonance and the difference? Is that like there to make the viewer feel a little unsettled? What you're watching and what you're listening are two different things?
So the couple of things were the setting was incredibly important that it had to be Pune, and the fact that हम लोग कितने भी आगे चले जाए ना हम लोग वही हैं. Like, and no matter where in the world, like even if you go to Japan, it all boils down to that one emotion of that human emotion, right? Like robots can, like no matter if you get into algorithms, Netflix का हो, Amazon का हो, किसी का भी हो, robot आए, कुछ भी आए, हम लोग यही रहने वाले हैं.
कि
Like our
बोतल खोला.
Correct. And our human emotions are not going to change. Even the cavemen would be fighting on love betrayal. मेरा खाना छीन लिया, मेरा जमीन छीन लिया. So our problems are actually not going to change, no matter what we think how the world has changed. So that was always the thing, which is why, no matter how middle class, no matter what the moral values, अगर वो इज्जत पे आती है ना जो सोसाइटी वाला इज्जत, तो फिर कोई भी कुछ भी करने को रेडी हो जाता है. So that was the main idea of कि start कितना भी futuristic हो, कुछ भी हो, but this is what it is. यार कोई तो jilted lover kills someone. It is primal. The whole film is primal.
Right. When you see big machines, it's already kind of ominous in an empty warehouse, big machines. And then when you see small men who are lost in their own thoughts are in charge of the big machines.
Correct.
That makes it even more scary. Correct. Because you know that a murder is around the corner. Something is about to happen.
That's correct. And that is what the world is also, no? People with power, people with that red button, no, whatever that is.
Yeah.
वो तो है.
Yeah.
कि हमने औकात से
They're
ज़्यादा
small men.
Yeah. वही औकात से
With
ज़्यादा
big
बना
power.
दिया है. Correct. औकात से ज़्यादा बना दिया है now.
Small men with big power. One more thing I didn't understand was Sikandar Khair's proficiency in flipping those poker chips. Why is he so good at flipping those poker chips? Is that a skill that Sikandar Khair, the person, has?
Yes. So what happened
so you
was
built it in.
earlier it was supposed to be cards. So we got a magician, one of those street magicians, to teach Sikandar cards. And after 10, 15, 20 days, Sikandar called and said, you know what, I have skills, but it is not cards. So don't force me into this. Just see if it is useful. And then he tuck. I was like, boss.
That became the title slate of the film.
Yeah, that became the title slate of the film. The chips, yeah. But we didn't make it easy for him. So it was like really like authentic copper chips. We thought, being a rich guy, like some big Bellagio would have given him one limited edition. And so the words of Sikandar were, so why have you made the dumbbells for me?
Finger dumbbells.
Poker chips ये नहीं होता है. But he managed so well. Yeah.
He's so good in the film. He's so good.
And
It's so nice.
What a guy.
Yeah. It's just so nice to see an ensemble of characters, of actors just let loose. Everyone is just like, there's no vanity, there's no like nonsense. Huma is without makeup, her hair is all over the place, you can see the texture of her skin, she's wearing a nightie. It's incredible. How do you get your actors to trust you so much? Are these because ये सब पुराने दोस्त हैं आपके और आप दोस्तों के साथ ही काम करते हो?
Good question, actually. Yeah, they are friends. But I think it is in a way mutual, is that at no point any actor should feel suffocated कि यार उनको acting सिखाना नहीं है मेरे को. Like, we are collaborating on this. So I think when they have that confidence, then maybe, and there is no bad take on the set. There is no bad take.
Really?
Yeah, there is no bad take. It is all sub take ठीक है यार. Sub take is either progression to what we need or what we already now have. So, and there is no disrespect in that sense. I don't yell on the mic. I always walk to the actor and talk to the actor. There is no giving instructions from behind the monitor.
They must really love working on a Vasan Bala set.
I hope so. They've said that. I also trust them because it shows. I mean, you can see it also, and it's mutual. And I think no one should feel suffocated. They can be unsure. That is okay. But ये नहीं कि आज खराब हो गया क्या and all that. Nothing's a bad thing.
And the whiskey Sikandar Khair, speaking of his drinking, is called Bad Hand Times.
It is called, but that is the VFX, the guy who designed the label, his own contribution.
Bad Hand Times.
Yeah, he and Shivam, my DA, they gave me some list of 20-30 names of alternative alcohol brands that could be. So these are what we chose.
Why Bad Hand Times? It rhymes with Valentine's, but like why the name?
अभी बस इनका टाइम आ गया है. Like ये लकीर जो है, लकीर के फकीर.
Wonderful. Well, the next time I want an interview with you and you're not giving me an interview, I'll give you passive aggressive text messages कि हाँ कर लो, है अनुपमा चोपड़ा का इंटरव्यू कर लो, मेरा मत करना तुम. And then I'll get an interview with you. But I love the film. Really fun, Vasan. Congrats on all the amazing things.
Thank you.
That have happened. Lots of love.
Thank you. और हम लोग दोनों का बर्थडे सेम है.
Yes, oh my God, that's right. Vasan and I always text each other happy birthday on our own birthday, and it is such a joy. 20 July for anyone who's paying attention. All right, I'll see you soon.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Vasan.
Take care. Bye.